Well, hello there all you absolutely magnificent people, and welcome back to another episode of An Ecologist Plays, where we talk about nature while playing games. My name is Will, I'm an ecologist by training, and, well, we are back in Towers of Aghasba. So let's quickly head on over to our little village on Amani Island, right over there, because we've got a few things to do. First of all, we're going to go see Huldra once again. And he should be somewhere down the cliffside here from the shrine up on Amani Island. So, somewhere there he is. I do believe I see him. So let's just quickly pop in to say, hello, Huldra. We are here. And let's see what we can do to hopefully restore another sacred forest. Restoring this sacred forest will be no easy task. Years of irresponsible over-farming and bad irrigation by you feckless stinkers has rendered the soil lifeless. This is why I must have you grow a temperate ecosystem, tropical ecosystem, and an arid ecosystem, all at tier 3, before I can regrow this forest. Alright, so of those, we've grown the temperate and the tropical ecosystems to tier 3, only the arid ecosystem we still need to upgrade, so we will be doing that today. Hopefully we'll get to that today. So interesting, he says that farming practices has led to this area being barren. Now, what could have happened there is actually a number of things. It could have been that, well, the area was eroded, because, well, the crops are only there for a few months, and then after a few months, well, the crops are no longer there. It's laying barren. And during that time, when you're not actually growing crops and it's laying barren, wind will blow across the soil, the water will rush across the soil if it does rain, and that takes soil away. At the same time, if you don't actually have vegetation on the soil, whenever it does rain, raindrops splash onto the soil, and that actually results in a lot of compaction. So it's quite bad to have areas barren, and that is exactly what the shoow most likely have done, is that at least sometimes that area was barren. And as a result, the soil became compacted. Similarly, we most likely would have used fertilizers and artificial fertilizers. Now, yes, the use of compost is good, but if you're looking at artificial fertilizers, which I don't think the shoow had, but if they had, that would also have resulted in some bad things potentially happening, because artificial fertilizers leach into rivers very easily, and that results in eutrophication. I'm sure we will talk about that at some point as well, but eutrophication, in essence, being when there's an excess of nutrients, phosphorus, nitrogen, organic matter basically, in the water, and that promotes algae growth, and that results in a loss of biodiversity. It's quite horrible when it does happen, but that is often driven by agriculture. Agriculture very often results in that. Additionally, agriculture could also result in the soil becoming very salty, because if you irrigate with slightly saline water, the water will either be used by the plants or evaporate, but the salts in that water actually remains behind in the soil. And every time you're irrigating, you're technically putting more and more and more salt in the soil there, and that results in salinization, or the increase in salts in the soil there, which is not great because most plants cannot handle that. But before I forget, this farming village can actually upgrade to the next tier as well. So everything is done, so let's quickly upgrade that as well and see what we need in order to actually upgrade it. Let's see here. Okay, we need a cob and a gold bar. Now that gold bar, of course, we can get from the gold trader. I do have some cob, but the cob is at Midhaven. So let's just quickly look. I do believe I've got everything I need to actually go and build the things at the mining village. We've got enough stuff for the clay pit. We've got everything we need for the oven. And we've got everything we need for the stone mill as well. So that is brilliant. We do have a cob in here as well. Let's just take that. And we'll take some scrap as well. Quickly go get the gold bar. Then we can go and level up that town of ours. Hello, Monsieur Gold Trader. Oh, we need 5 gold nuggets. Okay. Luckily, we can get that. And then we can get the gold bar. Thank you for that. And then it's back again. And here we go. Let's just quickly turn it all in. And that will take our farming tower up to tier 2. Marvelous. Absolutely marvelous. Our inventory has increased. We can now make a basic windmill. Oh, lovely. We can make a few things extra. That is marvelous. And this village is now at its highest tier. Oh, that is beautiful. Wonderful. Oh, look at that. Look at that mural there. Most likely painted with ochre or some kind of red pigment. And obviously, since this is the farming village, it does show the whole, the livestock, the oxen or oxen-like creatures working in the fields. I believe that is what it shows there. And to commemorate that, what we are going to do, I do believe somewhere in one of these chests, I've got a mask. There we go. The Who mask. I'm going to take that and I'm going to equip the Who mask, because that, I believe, is a mask of basically an ox. There we go. So now I am one with livestock. And now it's time to travel again, because we are going to head to our tropical ecosystem there to go feed the Leafsnouts. Now the Leafsnouts want to eat akogo fruits. And the akogo fruits, I do believe I have got some somewhere here. Oh, I've got on me. Never mind, I've got on me. Okay. Shingo Bee. We are heading over to the spires once more to go look at our beautiful tropical ecosystem. And I did promise that we would talk about the Leafsnouts again, and well, if we do see them now, of course I will be talking a bit about them as well. I don't see one yet, but we can deposit some amity here. Ah, Spooder. What are you doing in my beautiful ecosystem? You simple Razzie. Hey, there's a predator. Hello there. That is not nice at all. That, I do believe, is a swamp jaw. That is indeed a swamp jaw. Now, this is now a matter of life and death for me. I don't want to kill the predators. But this one is attacking me. And I just want to peacefully be in our forest ecosystem. Lugora, kick him, kick him, kick him. Yes, everybody kick him. Oh, the Lugora's dead. There. Yeah, that was indeed the swamp jaw. Yo. I think I need better arrows or a better bow. I don't know whether I can make yet, but I definitely need a better one. Okay, but in the meantime, a Leafsnout has spawned, so we can go and feed that. But I first want to quickly put some more amity in the growth buds here, I think. There we go. So this is the second one. Ah, it's growing. Oh wow, nice and tall. Oh, even bigger. And now it is, I think, fully grown. Oh, nice. I do wonder what we can get from it. Because there would most likely be some kind of resource we can get from this bleeding heart. Let's see, anything at the top here? Doesn't look like it. It is beautiful. Lots of fine foliage. I'm not sure whether the fine purple foliage we see here is of the bleeding heart or whether those are other plants growing on it. But it is beautiful. Weird little green, almost pustules all over the stem here. I do suspect those are sessile fruits, fruits without a stalk. That's carried directly on the stem. Now we have in South Africa, for example, we've got at least 2 species that I know of that actually has that. And the one we call in Afrikaans a stamvrug, meaning a stem fruit, because it literally carries its fruit on its stem, and that's what it looks like right up there. And the other one is the tree fuchsia, which also has its flowers and fruits directly on the stem, not like on little stalks hanging from the tips of the branches. No, no, no. It just is directly on the main stem. It's quite cool. I absolutely love it. But yeah, very few plants actually has that. There are some other ones as well. They very often have grape-like fruit that they then produce directly on the stem. Now, we've got 2 akogo fruit. I do want to see if we can feed this Leafsnout. I'm attracting something. If I'm attracting the wrong thing, I'm going to pick this up. I think we are attracting the Leafsnout. I think only the Leafsnout actually eats it. Apparently there's something unidentified over there somewhere. Okay, here comes the Leafsnout. Now, Leafsnouts with their long necks, surprisingly, they are eating on the ground. They're eating the akogo fruit, which are, there we go, lowering, very similar to a giraffe, splaying the legs apart to actually eat it. Now, that means that when they lower their head like this, there's the danger of all the blood in their neck rushing to their brain, and that's not good. That's going to be very, very bad. So most likely they would have, similar to giraffes on Earth, they would have a special valve that actually prevents the blood rushing to their head and then rushing out of their head again when they lower their head and then eventually raise it again. That is quite cool. I love the fact that they actually do that. They don't just lower their neck, they've got to splay their legs apart in order to be able to do that. Let's see. Are you still hungry? No, doesn't look like it. Okay, so let's go see if we can find another one. Another Leafsnout. Beautiful blue on the tail and the legs there, and also on the throat there, and on the crest. Wow, So some accent points. I wonder whether that is actually bioluminescence, similar to how we saw in Avatar Frontiers of Pandora with the bioluminescence there. Hello there, guys. This ecosystem is really becoming quite nice and dense and green and beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Something died. A fuzzy fin. Oh, there's another swamp jaw. Listen here. The swamp jaws are definitely out in full force. So let's do a bit of population control here. I can understand why you guys said that the predators sometimes are out of control. There we go. So don't just kill an animal and eat it and then go away. They annihilate whatever they can find. And that is a problem. That is a problem. Alright, so there is another Leafsnout up there. Let's just see, I don't see anything around here actually eating a kogu fruit. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so we should be fine. We take this one and say equip, not eat. Let's just throw it here. And again, if anything else comes to eat this, I'm going to pick it up. Oh, there's another one over here. This one is a bit more out in the open. Come on. There's some more kogu fruit for you. And notice again, as it comes to feed, it will splay open its legs, its front legs. There we go. And then lower its head to eat. Wow, that is absolutely beautiful. Interesting, the claw-like feet there. It's not just a... There we go. It's not hooves like giraffes would have. They actually have more claw-like feet. Now, apparently, we did have a strange creature in here somewhere. An unidentified creature. I don't know what it was. Oh, there we go. Something up there. A bloom wisp. Interesting. Lots of flying creatures. And now we are just heading over quickly to that arid ecosystem of ours. I want to go check something quickly. Ah, there's a shrine chest here behind the Anya Rai shrine. Oh, okay. That's cool. I think these chests also do now respawn. I think you can actually open them up every now and again. That's actually not why I'm here. I'm actually here to see what the animals want to eat there by our arid ecosystem. Oh, I love these baobab-like trees up here. They really are perfectly suited for arid environments as well. If you're looking at South Africa, for example, you very often find them growing in more arid savannas. And of course, the thick trunk there would be storing a lot of water to help it survive during the dry season. And in arid areas, I mean, you never know how long that dry season will last. Alright, so we've got carrots and cactus being eaten by the banarmor here. These guys, raw meat or lettuce. Oh, we've got new flying creatures up there as well in the arid ecosystem. Let's see, what are you guys called? Oh, it's an error missing name creature. Oh, okay. That's a new one. Okay, so apparently we need to actually get some cactus to feed these banarmers, because this guluak over here does not want to actually eat. Okay, now for some reason, no more animals are spawning here. Wait, there we go. We've got a javundu. Oh, they want roots or berries. Oh, we've got berries. We've got berries. Let's equip the berries. We are apparently attracting something. There we go. Yes, eat it, little one. Berries, of course, containing a lot of water would be really, really useful for an animal here in the desert environment. And here comes another one. Okay, so if we just throw down a whole bunch of berries, maybe we can get a few of these javundu to actually eat a bit. If there are more of them in the area. Because, yeah, we do just need to feed 4 more creatures over here. We do need to actually have more plants growing as well, but we'll do that again now, because I do have a few seeds that I can plant. I'm just throwing around a whole bunch of berries. And then I'm just going to plant some fungi around here as well, because fungi here would be extremely important, especially in an arid ecosystem. We're looking at the soil, on the soil surface of arid ecosystems. You'll very often find a living crust, which contains not just fungi, but also mosses, lichens, or algae, all kinds of smaller plants and fungi growing on the soil surface, actually forming a crust, reducing erosion risk. So those are incredibly important. And when you trample an area with livestock, for example, or excess human activity, yeah, what happens then is that biological crust gets broken apart, and then it can no longer protect the soil against erosion. And it takes a very, very long time for that biological crust to actually come back. There we go, we have fed another one of those javundu. Okay, so we are making progress here. Another creature I do believe has eaten. That looked like another Jivundu that has eaten. Perfect, I'm glad I brought a lot of berries along. Currently we have fed 4 of the 6 animals here that we need to feed. Anyhow, now it is time for us to quickly go up to our mining village. Let's go build that, shall we? That is somewhere here to the north. We can just follow this trail over here. That should lead us there. Maybe we'll find some cacti on the way that we can also harvest. So if we can harvest some cactus, we can feed that to the banarmers. There's another Goluok over here running around. And right up here we've got our mining village. Now, you see this greenery over here? Well, these are most likely all annual plants. Plants that live for one growing season and then they die. They're very good at making the best of short periods of rainfall. So whenever it rains, they will spring up and yeah, then they just cover the area. They try to flower as quickly as possible and then they die. So after the rainy season, this would be barren again. Right, so we should be able to build everything. I do believe I've got everything on me. So of course, for the clay pit, we use limestone. I guess that is this, yeah, this is definitely this white rock you see over here. That's limestone, making use of the material available. So limestone, clay, oil, and fiber. I'm going to just use that, turn that in, and voila. So, how do we use it? We need a stone shovel and 3 coal, and then we can get 3 clay that way. Alternatively, an iron shovel and 5 coal to get 9 clay. Because I guess the shovel gets used up. And then the terracotta here, we need 15 clay and you get 1 terracotta. Okay, interesting. Oh, I just realized that the other 2 buildings we built are actually at Midhaven. We can build a hearth here, but we need thatch and hardwood. We will go and get that now. I'm just going to build the hearth as well so long. Let's plop that right over here. And we will just turn everything in we can. Which means we just need 1 hardwood. We have got that at Midhaven. And we need 20 thatch. I'm sure we've got that at Midhaven as well. Okay, I do believe it was 20 thatch and 1 hardwood. But it seems like we don't actually have hardwood. But you know what that means? We are going to quickly go pop in by that other sacred forest we have restored already. But before we do that, we're just quickly going to build these 2 buildings that are still outstanding. So limestone, oil, and gold dust. We're going to make a nice stone mill then. You want to see what we can make with the stone mill here. Ah, there we go. There's a hairlope. Just appeared. And of course, the hairlope over here walking in this circle over here, in this track. That... Oh, there's another hairlope on that side as well. That moves these stone wheels around and that crushes whatever is put in there. Can we, in other words, break down... what can we break down? Ah! Oh, we can break down bone to make bone meal. We can make flour from... Oh, common seed. Interesting. And ripe seeds can be used to make a plant milk. Oh, well, basically milk. But yeah, it's basically a plant milk. And we can make spices as well from tree bark. That's cool. Okay, so that will definitely be useful in cooking and all kinds of recipes. And then the oven. And probably make things like bread here, I'm guessing. And there it is. Beautiful designs on there. That's beautiful. That's so colorful. I absolutely love that. Alright, let's see. Oh, we can just... This is just a normal... Oh, we can make all kinds of recipes though. Honey griddle cakes. Also some things like the seafood stew here recovers moderate health and increases your max health for 40 minutes. That's nice. Maximum stamina here with the meaty stack loaf. Okay, so you can play around and have a look at the recipes, and that's quite cool. Okay, now it is time to head on over just to the north again, because we need 1 hardwood. I do believe I need the forest curl, not the forest stalk. That will give me hardwood. There we go. This is the forest curl. That should give me a 1 hardwood. There we go. Okay, that's all I needed. Ah, there we go. There is a withered Razlith, of course, because we can never have peace. Peace was never an option. Alright, and now we'll be able to go and build that hearth over there at our mining village. And I'm hoping that we can then actually start making some metal tools. Because that is definitely going to be our next milestone that we reach, is making iron tools. Okay, hardwood and thatch, there we go. And the hearth. Now, it seems like a lot of the buildings here in the mining village has a lot more orange in it. Well, first of all, this is a dry landscape, but orange just feels right. And secondly, it may just be that the pigments that they get in this area just gives that orange color. Okay, we can make coal with this. This is it. Okay, we need culture points and we need Midhaven built to tier 3. A lot of running up and down. Thankfully we can fast travel. That does make things a little bit simpler. Alright, so let's ride back to our arid ecosystem. On the way, we'll still look for cacti. If we can see a cactus, we'll harvest that, because I do still want to go and feed some of the animals over there. I almost missed this cactus right over here. There's a barrel cactus apparently. It's not really a barrel cactus shape, but it's a cactus nonetheless. And now that at least gives us one cactus to feed to the banarmers, because they do feed on cacti. Most likely have a way of dealing with the spines, either by taking a leaf and rubbing it on the ground to actually rub off the spines, and most likely then have very, very tough hands. Oh, there are some withered soldiers over there. Not something I'm keen for, so let's try to avoid them, shall we? Let's not draw their attention. There will be a day where I will take them on, but it is not this day. But yeah, with the banarmers eating the cacti, either rubbing off the spines or they just eat it. And they most likely then have very, very hard palates, and the inside of their mouths aren't harmed by the spines in that case. And we should be able to feed at least one banarmer. Basically an armored bunny, that's what this is. Throw that over there. There we go, immediately attracting their attention. But the food is rolling around faster than it can run. It's not a very fast animal. But then again, if you are armored like this banarmer is, very similar to an armadillo, then it's fine. You don't have to be. Thank you. Little banarmer. Oh, a fresh egg. Oh, so you're kind of more like an echidna than anything else. If you are laying an egg, well, that means you are a monotreme. You are an egg-laying... Well, it could be a reptile. Never mind. It may not necessarily be a mammal. Okay, we just need to feed one more animal in the ecosystem. Oh, that's so close. If only I had... Oh, I have berries on me. Oh, I was just thinking, if only I had berries on me, we could actually chuck that here and get the Javundu to eat it. There we go. That's going to help. So here comes the Javundu. These are the little speedy guys. They're nowhere near as slow as the banarmers. The banarmers much more armored. That's their defense mechanism. Whereas the Javundu over here, they're using speed to their advantage. Although they're also brightly colored, which could indicate that maybe they're actually a little bit toxic. And not like your ex-girlfriend toxic, more like poison in their bodies. Alright, that should mean we can actually upgrade our Phoenix torch over here. Ah, the sprite needs dung and amity. Now, before we do that, I did see that there are some arid seeds up here that I can harvest. So may as well first grab that and then upgrade the tree. Sneaky, sneaky. And... Shimushima. Up goes the Phoenix torches. Marvelous. Okay, that also, of course, increases our health. We need to harvest the grand seed from the colossal tree. We need to plant more arid seeds in this ecosystem. And we need to feed a lot of the animals in here. That's basically what we need to do. And then we can level this up to tier 3. Now, ooh, that's new. It's a little fuzzy guy. What are you? A Fuzzaroo. Oh, beautiful. Look at this. It's like the Spikeroo. It's the Fuzzaroo. Wow. Massive spurs on the feet there. And I'm wondering whether only males have that, because that one at the back there also has it. Whether only males have it or both have it. Again, as with some of the other species, if you have males and females having these big spurs, that is a defense mechanism. If it is only the males that have it, they will most likely be using it in some kind of ritualized fighting to get control over the females. Interesting that it is a fuzzy creature. Now, you won't expect a creature in the desert to have this much fur, because it gets very hot and fur is very good at insulating the body. It keeps the heat inside, and that may be a bad thing if you are active during the day. But I suspect this Fuzzaroo is actually more nocturnal, and in those cases, being very fuzzy is a very, very useful trait. Because in desert areas, there's usually no clouds overhead, whether you're looking at daytime or nighttime. And during the nighttime, a lot of the heat in the area will be lost because there is no cloud cover there to trap it. And it can get extremely cold in the desert. And the Fuzzaroos over here, well, that dense fur of theirs will keep them nice and toasty, even in nighttime. Very similar to things like the brown hyena, which I've got a photo up there, that occur in desert environments. Ooh, hello there. And they're active at night, and they need that dense fur over there to actually keep them nice and warm. A buffalo neck. Oh, like a buffalo neck. And now I've got buffalo soldier stuck in my head. I love that whenever we actually level up an ecosystem, we get new species coming into the area. That is just absolutely fantastic. And it makes me want to just keep on leveling up the ecosystem. Okay, now we need to plant arid seeds. We need to plant 12, I believe. We've got 11, as is right over here. But before we do that, never mind that one. We have a special seed we just harvested. Let's plant this special tree over here, and let's see what we get from the arid grand seed. So far it's a shrub. Ah, there we go. It's a mohawk clam. Ah. Okay. I can see why it is called a clam, because it looks like it is a bivalve, but it is a plant. Okay, next time we're definitely going to have a look at it. But I've got a lot of other seeds also to plant. I'm going to space them out, and I'll tell you why. I don't want, in the arid ecosystem, you don't want plants growing too closely together. Never mind, we are being called to battle. There we go. But the reason you don't want these plants too close together in an arid ecosystem is because of competition for resources. If they are growing very close together, like if I planted this one right over here, they are so close to one another, and their roots actually do spread quite far. In arid ecosystems, plants' roots will spread very, very far. If they are close to one another like this, they will be competing for water in particular, not nutrients per se, because this soil here would most likely be very nutrient rich unless it is a sandy environment. But water is a limiting factor. And so if you plant them too close, you're going to have a lot of them dying unnecessarily. So you'd rather space them out a little bit further and have them then not compete with one another as much. Because a seedling that's like an inch in height, like 2 to 3 centimeters in height, will most likely have roots that's already 10, 20 times that length. So they first put a lot of energy into their roots, and then they start growing above ground. And if we just planted them right next to one another, we don't really give them the best chance of survival. Also just planted this one right here by the rocks. The rocks most likely will trap water that's running downhill here, and that is a nice little microclimate for it to actually start germinating. And also here, now I did say that you don't want them growing close to one another, but sometimes they prefer growing in the shade of other plants. So it depends on the species. Some of them will die if you actually plant them out in the open here. But if the seeds get trapped underneath another shrub, that's actually a great place for them to live. So it's difficult. I mean, sometimes the plants want to be apart, sometimes they want to be amongst other plants. Usually I try not to plant seedlings right next to one another, at least in the arid ecosystem. Oh, ecosystem can't support any more plants. Well, there we go. Alright, but I think this is a good spot to also end today's episode, everybody. So thank you very much for joining me on a little adventure here. Hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun as always. If you've got any questions, please do pop it down in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer as best I can. Hope you have a wonderful week further, everyone. I will see you all again soon. And until then, stay safe, everyone. Cheers.